Oh, one sec. Wait. Okay, hi. I Ain't Mad at You by Tupac. Dead Souls by Joy Division. And Low by Foo Fighters. Those are the songs that we have for you. Now let's see who we're reading for. This is your March general read. Aries. Aries, check out your rising moon and Venus sign for additional messages. Everything you need to know is in the description box of the video, including how you can donate to the channel, how you can get a personal reading with me, and yeah, that's about it. They keep calling me. And as long as you go, those were two lines that were super prevalent during the channeling. These are bugging me right now. I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to do 6 cards. Past, present, future spread. You know, it doesn't matter how long or short the readings are. It doesn't change anything. So I'm just going to roll with it. I'm going to do me. So, yeah, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you don't know your Rising, Moon, or Venus sign, you can go to a place like Cafe Astrology, and you can find out all of that stuff there, all of your other placements. Comment in the comments down below where your Aries placement is. Now, you are here watching tarot. You believe in esoteric things. If I hear ringing in my ears during my readings on the left, those are messages from my spirit guides. And when I hear it on the right, messages from people I know that have passed on, because I am clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. We're going to get an affirmation for you first from the I Am Power Pack. So let's go ahead and let's do that. And then we will use the Botticelli Tarot to do your spread. That's too many. I take flippers and jumpers. It doesn't mean that that's the way everybody has to do it, but that's the way I do it. So yeah, let's see. What do we have for you? They keep calling me. And then, yeah, as long as you go. It's like those two lines in those two songs in Low by the Foo Fighters, as long as you go. That's like a repetitive line. And then they keep calling me. If you've heard the Joy Division song, Dead Souls, and then also, that's a song that 9 Inch Nails covers also. So, yeah, as long as you go, and they keep calling me. What's your affirmation, Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Oh, I'm capable. Yeah. Are you capable? You should believe in it. And during March, I want you to tell yourself, I am capable. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to do our cards. And then we're going to do some magnetic poetry, because that just seems to be something that people like. They keep calling me. Who's calling you? Who keeps calling you? That's a thing. It's a thing. Who keeps calling you? They keep calling me. Ooh, I just heard diamond dyes. Deftones diamond dyes. Diamond stream across the sky. Okay. All right, one more. Okay, and a twist for fairness. Oh, we do that here. I do that. It's a thing. It's a whole thing. Okay, past energy for you. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ooh, we have one that flipped. And it like jumped and did backflips. You're doing backflips over something. This is you, the Fool. You took a risk in the past? Are you all about the risk? Is it like you live life without regrets? I'm hearing over here already. Life without regret. It's like you said, perhaps, while you were doing the Fool's journey there, that it was better to have regrets than to have not taken the risk in the first place. Living life with regret is worse than, having to take the risk. Seems like a thing. You know, the Fool is the beginning of the, you know, that's why it's card 0, right? It's the beginning of your journey as a human being on the planet. In fact, the Fool represents the human being and embarking on a journey, not necessarily knowing if you're going to walk off a cliff or if it's just going to be you know, hanging out, going on your merry way. Being blind to consequences at first, but you have to embark on the journey, right? No risk, no reward. That's kind of the thing. But there's the conversation. I'm hearing it over here, actually. That's the interesting thing. I thought it was over here. It surrounds. The thought surrounds you that it's better to take the initial risk than to live a life of regret or to live with regret. Okay, what else? We will read the surrounding cards. We almost had a 10 of Pentacles come out in the upright. What else? Aries in the past for you. Recent past for Aries. March. We have 2 that have flipped. 4 of Swords in the upright. And that 10 of Pentacles just needed to come out, didn't it? Healing. Healing and meditation, coming out of meditation and healing state. And you meditating on your legacy. In fact, meditating and healing over the thoughts about your legacy. You're taking, you're embarking on a new journey in the recent past. If I read this as, and I often like to do this, but what I'll do is I read this as a sentence sometimes when I get tarot cards that come out in a series. You're embarking on a new journey of sorts where you are of the understanding that there will be risk. But if there is no risk, there is no reward. You do not want to have regret. And after taking some time to heal and come out of a situation where there was heartbreak of some sort, where you've had to meditate and go within for that quiet repose, that recharge, that rejuvenation of spirit, you are now focusing on your path towards your legacy once more. Doesn't necessarily always have to be a material venture. A legacy isn't necessarily always about material. Legacy is often about what survives us. So think about that for a second. What survives you? What will be here when you are no longer, right? So it's something that you're thinking about deeply in the past here, and something that you're embarking on that's new. I'm really, that's being impressed upon me huge, is that there's something that you're embarking upon in the recent past. What else? Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, and a Venus. Has a lot of promise attached to it. Judgment. This is you or Sagittarius. You could be dealing with another Aries individual or a Sagittarian individual, but there are decisions that are going to impact the course of this, or the decisions that you make. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a fork in the road, right? Every time you make a decision, it impacts where you're going to end up. I think there's a decision, trumpeter's call there. But there's a decision that needs to be made, or you're called upon to make a decision in the past that is directly linked to your legacy, not necessarily going to diminish or amplify it, but is directly linked to your legacy. As long as you go. It's not like as long as you go as in you leave. It's as long as you go, like you're saying to somebody else, if you go, I go. Where you go, I go. Or, something keeps calling to you too. They keep calling me. Something is calling you. 3 cards almost wanted to fall out. I do take 3, no more than 3 when they flip or jump. What else? Those wanted to flip also. Aries. We got 3 anyway. They keep calling me. What are they that keep calling you? Let's see. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Capricorn, feminine energy, not necessarily sitting comfortably in your home space, or if you have Capricorn in your chart, or being a party to somebody who's not necessarily comfortable in their home space, and not feeling a lack of determination or ambition towards something. Could be a Sag Capricorn cusp. Individual is feeling aimless or feeling restlessness in their home space, hoping to deliver some sort of comfort within the home space, but it doesn't feel like not the word appropriate wants to come out, but it doesn't feel adequate, I think is more the word. So a Capricorn individual feeling inadequate, or somebody feeling like they're just not where they want to be with their coin. See the coin there? With the King of Wands in the reverse. So this is Leo energy. But also sometimes I see it as Aries energy. There's a lack of taking charge. And so having these two together, there could be some volatility, some fear, or instilling fear on somebody else. But there's a lack of taking charge that's happening here. Somebody isn't feeling in charge of their own destiny. And so they're feeling like a lack of ambitiousness or determination or drive. And making their decisions is colored by this, is like a lack of confidence. Yeah, it's a lack of confidence I'm hearing over here. A lack of confidence in one's abilities to lead in some way. In the present, we have the Two of Wands. In the reverse, there's impatience. Normally, this would be somebody standing there surveying the land before embarking on a journey of creative or passionate action of some sort. But this is somebody who's impatient, doesn't want to wait any longer without delay. Somebody often takes risks and is seeing this in the present, recognizing where in the past they've taken risks due to their impatience. And that's something that's been a realization for them in the present when it comes to the Four of Swords. Deep thought, the quiet repose, the turning inward and meditating on something. That's been a realization for them, is that their impatience has often seen them with more regret than reward, with more risk than reward. Tell me more in the present for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Tell me more. That wanted to come out, but it didn't. The Ten of Swords wanted to come out, but it didn't. Oh, now we have card vomit, but we did have one that flipped. Eight of Wands. There's communication. There's communication that has to do with something that somebody has rested on and thought a great deal about. It is linked to your legacy or their legacy. And there's a little bit of like somebody's going out on a limb to communicate here, and it's because they're feeling restless. There's a restlessness associated with this communication. It's almost like they are sitting on their hands and we're not communicating and trying to hold back, but they're looking like after taking some time to reflect and meditate on a situation that it's like, okay, screw it, I gotta say this, you know, that kind of an energy with it. Tell me more. Tell me more. There's an eagerness associated with it. It might be something where somebody doesn't want to say it, but they're going to, and it's associated with a lack of proper build of foundation. When it comes to legacy, like they want to build this legacy, but the proper foundation hasn't been laid. So it's like, even though they're impatient, they realize the proper foundation has to be laid in order to secure that legacy. To know that the path is the correct one. The decision of the Judgment card in the past is linked here to this, as is the introspection during meditation. The four walls of the home, the marriage bed, the firm foundation that should be built doesn't necessarily feel that steady. Somebody could be feeling uneasy about the communication that they're about to bring upon somebody, or they're wavering in their communication because it seems that they're so eager in it that it doesn't seem like it's like the delivery isn't confident. Tell me more. There's lack of confidence in the delivery. What was I saying before with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the King of Wands in the reverse? A lack of confidence in one's abilities, in one's ambition, in one's ability to be creative and steadfast in their decision-making abilities, and also their ability to provide the secure, warm home space, to provide in general. I still get the feeling that it's more about, like, it seems like the communication is awkward. The communication that comes in, because it is so not urgent but eager. It's like somebody can't wait to say something, and so the communication is just uneasy or awkward or rickety. Rickety comes up. The word rickety just keeps coming up in my mind. What else? Doesn't seem like a stable decision, or like somebody's coming across as unstable, or they're coming across as there's a lack of confidence or awkwardness about the communication because it was something that they, waited on, or rather couldn't wait on. 9 of Swords, yeah, their anxiety is up about it, and it's something they've been thinking about in the night. Their decision, they've been commiserating about something, their decision that they've made with that Judgment card. It's been something that they're anxious about. The lack of confidence is here. They might be worried that they don't have the ability to maintain the lifestyle for somebody, or maintain the proper, they're worried about legacy here. They're worried about getting to that end goal, creating that which survives oneself. There's just this lack of confidence that keeps coming up, you know. Okay, what's this one? Okay, so this communication, although that's the case and they're really worried about it in the present, it's something very poetic, romantic, not necessarily action, but the words are there. Could be an apology, but I'm more feeling like it's something small and beautiful and grand. You see how he's postured there. He's presenting something to someone. But it's small. It's sweet and small. Somebody's not confident with what they have to bring someone. It's sweet. It's a sweet token. And it's very beautiful and poetic, but there's a lack of confidence in it. Almost as if somebody doesn't think it's grandiose enough or powerful enough. They're worried about if it's going to be grandiose and luxurious and powerful enough. And so when they get up that ambition to move forward with it, they feel unstable in the decision to move forward with it. The communication's here, though. It's coming. What else? Yeah, because, and it is coming, and the reason it's coming is because they do, one thing that they are secure in is the intuitive feeling that they recognize their feelings. And confidence might not be there about the outcome or if something will be received a certain way, but they are secure in how they feel. Whoever this is that's delivering this to you. Could also be you standing there to receive it, and that might be why there's a lack of confidence, is because of the security that you have in your emotions. Scorpio energy there. somebody holding something behind their back. Do you notice this? So it's like somebody's holding something behind their back that they'd like to present to somebody else. They start out with the emotion and then there's something held behind somebody's back. Like they're afraid to reveal the thing that's behind their back because it might not be. They're worried about that it isn't luxurious or grandiose enough, that it isn't passionate enough, or it's not powerful enough, but it's sweet and small, and they're secure in their emotion and confident that the emotion will carry the correct message for them, even though they're awkward and not necessarily confident in the stability of the communication itself. There's something about trying to say the right thing, because it's something that is a part of, they're worried about it. They sit up at night and they think about it. Okay, in the future for you, Aries, this one's going by super fast. 9 of Cups in the reverse. So the impatience here has to do with somebody looking at something as if their wish fulfillment is not, in the future, they're worried that their wish fulfillment will pass them by. There might be a lack of confidence in oneself as far as their self-love goes. Because this is a card of self-love. I love myself, therefore I can love you, and I can travel to the 10 of Cups towards my ultimate emotional fulfillment. With that 2 of Wands there, it seems as if somebody's waited quite some time for this to come to fruition, and that's why the uneasiness and the impatience to communicate is here, is because in the future somebody foresees that their wish fulfillment could pass them by if they don't hurry on it. More in the future. March, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Aries. Tell me more. Queen of Cups. You have King and Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups, intuitive. She's writing in that book. Somebody very, very artistic with the with words. But this is also this is Cancerian energy. Somebody feels like it would be more stable, especially in the future, if they don't present this communication in the present. They might arrive at the conclusion that it might be best put off for another date in the future, and they might start to brainstorm, write down their ideas, or they might find that the communication is best left to written word, but like pen to paper, and not texty type thing, because they don't want it to come off as if it's ill-timed or ill-planned or hasn't been thought through well enough, not considered appropriately, that kind of thing. And it would show that it was something that was patiently thought through, carefully thought through. Highly intuitive, Cancerian feminine energy. Intuitive, watery, poetic. Very loving, but able to discern, you know, in between what does deserve that time and effort and what does not. It's yeah, this person might be actually holding off on the communication so that they can make sure that they do it in the so that the delivery isn't off, seems, so that the delivery isn't off. What else? A Tower. there's a surprise coming, something unexpected. Somebody's hand on someone's shoulder. Put your hand on my shoulder. Put your hand on my shoulder. Scorpio energy again. This could be somebody with Scorpio in their chart. The communication is going to surprise somebody. It's going to something somebody wasn't expecting. Potentially because they didn't believe that this was this firm of a foundation in the present, but they're seeing in the future. That Nine of Swords there, though. There was fear surrounding this. So when that Tower comes and the current circumstances are toppled, a new structure can be built on a firmer foundation. It's like I had said, somebody's going back to the drawing board and they're communicating through written word because they believe the delivery would be considered more stable. I think it's going to throw you for a loop. You might not have been expecting it. And it's something you put a great deal of worry into, but they might have put a great deal of worry into also. The receptivity here might be what the shock is. I don't think so. The communication in and of itself, I think, is what's the shocker. I don't always read the Tower card as a bad thing. We got to get out of that line of thinking. There are too many things out there. We'll see what the next card says, right? Too many things out there that we tend to be like, it's all bad, it's all good. No. We'll see. There's a great deal of fear surrounding it, though. A great deal of apprehension and anticipation. Anticipation by Carly Simon. Anticipation is making me late. It's making me wait. It's making me crazy. Knave of Swords. Somebody's trying to ignore their anxiety or nightmares or the nagging worry. They're turning a blind eye. They're trying not to look at something that has to do with this surprise. Trying to ignore the anxiety. Somebody's trying to overcome the anxiety to have this seen through. They've got their hand behind their back. Somebody might notice that and try not to pay attention to it. See, the Page of Swords, knaves in this deck are the pages. Again, some people call it the stalker card. Some people consider it to be as somebody who's watching for the purposes of learning. It's also impulsive communication. So it could be that somebody is trying to ignore their anxiety, but it could also be that somebody is worried and attempting to avoid impulsive communication in reaction to this reimagining and reimagining of this communication that does actually happen. Trying not to react in a way that's shocking, or trying not to react in a way that would seem out of order. They're thrown for a loop and they don't want to impulsively communicate. They're worried about impulsive communication or reacting in the wrong way, inappropriately, maybe. Tell me more. They're also trying not to look at something. Trying to ignore something. Ignorance is bliss. Trying to turn the blind eye, right? Hierophant in the reverse. This is a collapse of organizational structures, religious beliefs, philosophical beliefs, dogma, questioning one's previous, what's the word I'm looking for? Questioning one's previously conceived notions when it comes to specific things, but these are long-standing, deep-seated beliefs, philosophies, previously conceived notions that have to do with anxieties, granting oneself permission after worrying and being kept up at night, forgiving oneself also. Not permitting oneself to impulsively communicate or react in a large way, even though this sweet small communication is here. You're afraid that their reaction, you are afraid rather, your reaction won't be perceived correctly. So you're trying not to impulsively react to something. Or they, you know, they, them, you, whoever. Because you are secure in your emotional self. Or they are. Taurus energy on that. Yeah. You're trying to be more giving of your emotional resources, monetary resources, not trying to hold something close to your chest. Trying not to be overprotective of it. I don't see this as a divorce card here with the Hierophant. I don't. But I do see this as somebody who is loosening the purse strings of their heart, especially with the King of Cups there and the Page of Cups there. Somebody who is reevaluating what they previously believed, reevaluating their viewpoint on some things, especially with that Page of Swords, yeah. Reevaluating their viewpoint, how they communicate, their reactionary, the way that they, their anxieties and how they tend to ignore things that cause them anxiety, or the sleepless nights or the nightmares, with a better understanding of how it's connected to their emotionality. And then understanding that, you know, how that ties into what they hold on to very tightly on the material plane. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles, there's work to be done. This could actually have to do with apprenticeship energy, being the master, presiding over an apprentice, or just putting in the work. It could be that you've invested a great deal in something, your time, your energy, your efforts, and that could be also why, depending on what it is. I just read the cards. You're gonna have to put name to all of this, not me. But it seems to be you've been working hard at something, putting in the appropriate investment energy-wise, and that's why all of this is. Yeah. Signs that you're dealing with: Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Gemini could be dealing with a Taurus, Gemini cusp individual. Communication, of course, prevalent with Gemini. So the fact that we're dealing with a communication here, communication is probably going to be a part of your the caption that we use for this. But let's get your magnetic poetry. Let's see. I'm trying to mix them up and dig a little deeper on them so that we get a good new mix of words here. Yeah, somebody's got some dreams going on that are bothering them, or just like an uneasiness. Yeah. Okay. The ampersand. I'm not going to live my life on one side of an ampersand. And even if I went with you, I'm not the girl you think I am. There you go. That's what I got for you, Aries. Thanks for watching. If this made any sense to you whatsoever, do that. And be well. We'll see you when we see you next. Thanks again. Bye. And this is your board. Check it out. Yeah. Think of all that. Okay. All right. We'll see you when I see you next. See ya.